Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Unplugged with the Jas Oberoi Group. And today is Jas and I and myself, and we're going to be discussing CMHC. So for those of you that don't know, CMHC is a type of financing. It's an insured financing that we've been working on for quite some time now.
Yep.
And we've had a lot of people reach out to us and they want to understand more about CMHC. So Jas has been doing more work on it. He's been meeting with more developers on the CMHC side. So today I really want to ask my questions more from a buyer's perspective, and I'm going to ask you questions that I think as a buyer would ask.
Yes.
And I'm going to, anything that you tell me, I'm going to, I guess,
Bring
play
it
the
on,
devil's
Maria. Bring it.
advocate and
Bring it
ask
on.
you why it's a good property or why it's not a good property. Why is this something that's good for investor or why is it not?
Great.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Let's start with the basics. What is CMHC financing, and in your thoughts, what are the benefits of it?
Okay, so the CMHC financing is catered to the people for affordable housing. Okay, so the government started this, so the CMHC is program for multifamily. When I say multifamily, the minimum units has to be 5 or more. Okay, it could be townhomes, it could be row homes, it could be duplexes, but has to be more than 5. And obviously condos comes under it. What's the benefit of it is you can qualify it with as minimum as 5% down. Amortization can be 50 years. Interest rate below 4%. So there's a lot of advantages for a homeowner who looking to diversify the portfolio and wanted to buy a multifamily buildings. CMHC is the way to go. And a lot of the investors, especially in Alberta, are doing this. And this is not something new. I'm looking at it from last couple of years to see how it is. And last, let's say, give or take 4 or 5 months, I am having a full grasp on it, how it works. What
Okay.
are the perks a developer can give you, or is it really as good as this sounds to be true or not? So those things.
So from what I know, a lot of people are doing it here in BC as well.
Yes.
Right? But I understand that a lot more is common to do it in Alberta because of the prices.
Yes. If you want to take a full advantage of CMHC, which is 5% down, you cannot get it in BC. The reason is the prices are too high. So what the CMHC program says it, we will give you 95% funding if your rent is below the market, but the cap rate is above 5%. That is next to impossible to get it in BC.
So when you say the rent has to be below,
Yes.
like what percentage below?
It's a different assets, different percentage, but give or take, I'll give you a simple math. If my house is getting rented for 2,000, I have to rent it for 1,800.
Okay, so it's not like drastic. It's not like
No,
half the
no,
rent.
It's,
Okay,
it's
so
not
just
like
very
that.
little,
Very
like
little.
$100 to $200.
Yes. And it will be presented when the property comes in. It's going to be presented by the developer. We underwrite it, like the developer I'm working with. We underwrite the deal for them. Underwrite means they will have all the numbers upfront. No guesswork. This is the rent you're going to be getting it. This is how much cap rate you will have it at.
Okay. So the developer that you said you're working
Yes.
with, is there a specific reason that you've gone for this developer?
Yes, because I have met many developers over there, some in person. I fly to Edmonton too, but some of them over the Zoom. What I find it from this developer is the amount of confidence giving it to the buyer. No other developer is matching it.
In what way?
Okay, so first thing first is you have a 14 days due diligence period to get your mortgage approved.
Okay, so from
CMHC.
the day you write the offer. Okay.
It will be just like any offer we write it here too. Subjects will be 14 days. In those 14 days, which all the developers do the same thing. In those 14 or 30 days, when you do your due diligence, the bank will give you a term sheet. Yes, you qualify for CMHC. They will not approve you. So there's a difference between the qualification and approval. 99% buyers, what they assume, because you were approved for it, or you can qualify for, they give the deposit. And down the road, because this approval of CMHC, it takes 3 to 4 months, which is called COI, okay, Certificate of Insurance. That takes 3 to 4 months. What if you don't get that?
So what
99% times, people are screwed. They have to pay 25%, just go through convention.
Right.
But what I find it in with this developer, and that's why I collaborated with them, is he is assuring you will get a CMHC mortgage for whatever reason. If you don't get a CMHC mortgage approved, COI, which is your deposit will be fully returned.
Okay, so let's say you remove your subjects in 14 days, and after the 14 days,
Yes.
if you say, you know what, for some reason CMHC says you're not going to get, with 5% down, let's say, then the developer is going to say, here's your money, you're done.
Correct.
Okay, so developer is going to, give your money back, deposit, that all of that is good. Okay.
Yes.
But what about when the property is done? Like, for example, one of the things with CMHC is that, you have to rent it for below.
Yes.
Right. So that's one thing to, rent it for below the market price, which I'm assuming you're saying that it's going to be rented out. But what if it's not?
Here's the thing. The developer I collaborated with, we are assuring it your property will be stabilized. Stabilized means 90%, if not 100%, will be rented. And that's what the CMHC looks for. So you don't, as a buyer, you don't have to worry. I'm your developer. I will make sure your property is rented before the completion. And if it is not rented, no completion happening till the time it's rented.
So basically it gets delayed because CMHC won't even give you the financing unless you're actually...
No, CMHC gives you the financing. They put a condition there. The final draw will be given when the property is rented.
Got it. Okay. And it has to be 90%?
90%. They call it, there's a terminology used is stabilized.
Yeah.
Means 90% of the property. But my developer is saying 100% it will be rented. And if it is not rented, you don't have to worry. You don't pay me the final draw, the money.
So I guess I'm from BC, grew up here, right? All my life I've been here. I've never thought about going to Alberta, let alone go to Edmonton.
Yes.
Okay. So are there even people that will, can these properties even be rented out?
Yes. Just because you've never been to Edmonton doesn't mean people don't live there.
Yeah.
There are people, there are renters who are looking for the properties, and especially it is under below market rent. Because that's the criteria. And when the developer is giving you the surety, you have nothing to lose. What you have to worry about it? I'm the one assuring you, Maria, if I don't rent out your whole property, don't pay me. Mm-hmm. So my skin is in the game too, because I need that money.
Yeah.
So I will do it not for you, I will do it for myself, because I need the completion to be done so that I can move on.
Okay. And as an investor, why would I purchase in Alberta if I can buy in BC? Like, this is home.
Yes.
I know the appreciation in BC will always be higher than Alberta. So why would I take my money to Alberta and not keep it here in BC?
I say, why not? Why not diversify your portfolio? The reason simple as it, yes, you are in BC, but remember one thing. In BC, if we do a math, $2 million property you're buying in Edmonton for CMHC program, you have to put $100,000 down. What you can buy here for $100,000? Not even a condo. Not even in dead market, you can buy a condo. You're buying there 5 to 6 plex units. Mm-hmm. So where else you can get it that?
Yeah. But what about the management side of it? Who's going to go all the way to Edmonton to make sure
that's another developers giving you the surety. They will do the management for you.
Oh, they
will do the rental management too. They give you at least 2 years, first 2 years, full rental management. Okay. Once you familiarize with it, it's a mutual understanding if you want to continue with them or not. Mm-hmm. But for first 2 years, they will give the rental management also. So you don't have to worry about that too.
Got it. Right. Okay. Also, in terms of, let's say, I want to purchase a property, right, in Edmonton, and this all sounds great. What are, I guess, the cons or the drawbacks or things that I have to be concerned about to actually, even get this property?
So this is what I say, try small. Don't try go big portfolio, because as I said in the beginning also, this CMHC is here for a decent amount of time now. All these savvy investors who have tried and tested to CMHC, they are actually not going for a small portfolio for 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. They go for 30 million, 50 million, 60 million. Because what they find it out from there is $50 million property, they have to put 1.5 per million only and qualify for the 50 million worth of real estate. They have above 300 condos in there. That's where the real game is. But understanding what you said you don't have the confidence. Started with slow. Started with one. Test the waters. See if it is, I know where it sometimes looks like it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Test the waters. You're putting $100,000 down. Mm-hmm. You can have that kind of an appetite to take a risk of $100,000 and see where it takes you. If so many people are doing it, they are not idiots. Yes, but there are a lot of, I won't say scams happening, but there's a lot of misinformation out there too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of small builders out there who are trying to do it the same way, but they cannot match the big boys. Mm-hmm. Because these guys, these developers who I collaborated, they are big giants over there. Mm-hmm. That's why they have such a confidence. They know their shit. They know what they're doing it. And they are assuring you they will get your CMHC financing done. Mm-hmm. And if you don't get it, don't pay us. And another thing is also, because this is once the CMHC is done, let's say you get the COI, then you are a developer, I'm the buyer, I will give that to you. Bank is going to say, okay, now Maria, you're the GC, start building it.
Yeah.
And if you stop somewhere, yes, first of all, why would you stop? You need the money. Mm-hmm. Second, if you, let's say stop, Your license is also on the verge because CMHC giving it to you as a GC, so your license is on the hook.
Oh, so you can
If
get
you
like
screw me over,
blacklisted?
you don't build my project, you will never, CMHC going to entertain you again in future. So you're going to be get blacklisted. That's why these big developers make sure about their reputation, who they're, and this is why it is very important who you are working with. The product itself is not bad, but there have been a lot of people out there who were just started out as a developer or a builder. They have misused it, half information passed on to the clients, and that's where the clients felt, oh, this is not the right product. Though the product was always good, that's why these big boys are doing it. They're buying it 50 million worth of these CMSCs.
Yeah.
It's just that who you're working with is very important.
So all of this sounds great. Now, I guess the cons are like, I guess there's some misinformation in the market and stuff too. But also in terms of like financing, I'm assuming it's going to be very difficult to get financing in, for properties
Not really,
like this.
if you know what you're doing it. And that's why it is very important who you work with. I choose your developers very wisely. The developers I collaborated with it. I did a lot of research on it, their reputation, who they are, and since how long they're in this businesses. They are assuring you, if you don't get the mortgage, your contract
But what
is
about
null
your
and
own
voided.
personal? Like, don't you need your own personal criteria to be met? Like, is there something that they
Yes,
look at you as a person?
We as a bank, I only wanted to see whether Maria has 25 to 30%, 25% minimum, ideally 30% of the net worth of the purchase price. So if you're buying something for 2 million, your 25 is like what? Half a million. As long as you have a $500,000 of net worth, that means your assets minus the liabilities. It could be your house, the equity should be there. You could be having in form of liquid cash. It could be form of jewelry. It could be form of stocks, anything.
As long as you have
Have
half a million net worth. But you're not using that $500,000.
No, you're not using it. You
just
have to
showing
it.
it.
Showing
I
it.
have this
That's
money,
the criteria.
but I'm only putting 5% down. So I'm only
Yes.
putting $100K down, but here I do have $500,000, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that's what you're just showing them. Okay.
Yes.
Now, that's all great. Financing, all of this is good. What about closing costs? Like, obviously, $100,000 you're putting in towards your down payment. But what about land transfer tax, all of that?
So first of all, there's no land transfer tax as is in BC is 2%, 1% on the first 200 and 2% on the remaining. It's nothing like that there. It's not barely minimum few $1,000s. Is there a transfer cost? So it's none. Secondly, my developer is going to cover all your costs. Whether it's an appraisal, they will cover the cost of your appraisal. They will apply, 99% of the houses in Edmonton, Alberta, there's no trend of providing the appliances also. They give it without the appliances. We are going to be giving you the appliances also in it, including in the price. Okay. We will be finding you the tenants also. Okay. On top of it, we will be paying for your lender fee also. In CMHC world, commercial mortgage brokers usually charge 1.5% to 2% of the lending fee. So whatever the fee, it is going to be covered in your purchase price. So there's no surprises in there. And that's why I said it, that CMHC is a great product, great initiative taken by the government, but a lot of small players have ruined it. There was a lot of misinformation has been passed on. What happened? You and me have no experience of how to do CMHC, build a CMHC product or a building. Let's collaborate it. Have third person as a buyer. Purposely or not intentionally, I have passed on the wrong information to the buyer. And that's where they got screwed.
And then they get stuck.
They get stuck. They get screwed because the buyer, I'm telling you, the buyer, you have only 3 weeks or 1 month as a due diligence period. Once you get the qualification for CMHC, you give me the deposit, and tomorrow if you don't get the approval, bye-bye. Not my. Whereas the players I'm working with, because they have been in this industry for so long and they're doing this for many and many years, they know what they're doing it. That's why they're so assured. Nobody's here to waste anybody's time. They're not going to get benefit out of it. Anything like taking your $100,000, putting it in a trust and not getting your approval. But they know from the day one how to get an approval and what are the things the CMHC is going to do. Their rent performer, when we present you the property, it is the same way what the CMHC likes to look into it. And that's why it is very important to work with the right people. They are been in the industry for long, and they make sure all the information is correct and pass on in the correct way to the buyers also. So that's why you have nothing to lose, no carrying cost, no upfront fees. Your deposit is safe. On top of everything, when you're constructing this, For whatever reason, I'm your GC, not finish it, the project. Your project is still there. 80%, 90%. You can bring another GC, get your project completed. My license is screwed. I will get blacklisted from the CMHC because CMHC makes sure who is your GC also. Because the seller, after your COI is done, like your approval has been done, converts as a GC, general contractor. He's your builder now. He's working on your behalf. CMHC gonna give me the money in draws, so I can put it into construction phases, just like a construction mortgage. They give in draws. So they're not gonna give me a 2 million upfront. They're gonna give me in draws once the whole project is finished. Then I have to rent it out. When all the terms and conditions been met, then the final draw will be given it to me. So you have nothing to worry about it. It's developer who's on the hook always, and he has to finish it also in a set deadline. What CMHC provides them.
Okay. Also, like in terms of cash flow, right?
Yes.
Is there cash flow on these projects as well?
There is a cash flow, not much.
Okay.
Because you get what you pay for. And that's why these savvy investors look into the bigger portfolios, because they know what they're doing it and they're doing it for a long time. And I'm not encouraging any new buyer to do that way. But what I'm telling you for the positive cash flow, they buy a property is worth 50 million, 40 million. The positive cash flow is somewhere around $20,000 on it. They only have to put 1.5 million to buy a 50 million worth of real estate. The positive cash flow is 20,000 because it is 300 plus condos. So 2, 3, 10 condos moves around also. The positive cash flow will not be compromised in a larger scheme of things. Whereas these 5, 6 plexes, yes, the positive cash flow will be much less. If one of the tenants move out, it will be compromised. But again, you get what you pay for. You're only putting $100,000 down to test the waters. Once you feel the confident, then you go for actually the ideal product is buying at least 150 condos.
Okay. And also, like, you know, as an investor, what is going to be the return on equity on these projects?
Return on equity in terms of like long term,
yes,
is somewhere about 20% to 25%.
Okay.
Give or take, it takes it, but again, it is not something overnight you can get it. It's a slow process, especially Alberta market, Edmonton, if specifically we're asking for, the prices are not like BC. So don't expect it overnight, it is going to go. I tell people, if you have extra money sitting in your bank and you wanted to invest because BC real estate is so expensive, you cannot do much, go in Alberta, try different thing. Okay. Diversify your portfolio. Got
it. Like just basically supplement to your own portfolio they already have. Maybe you have a few properties here and you have like maybe 200K sitting in the bank.
Like one of my client I'm working with, he owned more than 100 million worth of real estate in BC. He's trying there to start with 2 projects, see where it takes them. Yeah. And if it is as good as the developer is saying it or the financing side is going to work, he said we're going to go skyrocket. We were going to go at a very fast pace buying these 30-40 million worth of real estate. And these hedge funds also, they buy these multifamilies because of the CMHC. You're getting 50-year amortization, positive cash flow, 5% down, less than 4% interest rate. How can you go wrong in it?
That's true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, honestly, that was all the questions that I had for you on CMHC financing. For those of you that are watching, if you have more questions on CMHC financing, be sure to either comment it down below if you're watching this on YouTube. Otherwise, if you have more questions or you want to get into the CMHC finance properties, then do be sure to check our pages and then do DM us so then we can send you more information and hopefully do a coffee meeting with you.
100%, guys. I just wanted to add on to it. Maria was very nice to me. You don't need to be. Ask me tough questions. Test my knowledge. See what I'm saying is making sense or not, and make a decision on that behalf. So for that, you have to, if you wanted to meet me or in person over the phone, would love to chat with you guys and can show you the real case studies also. What kind of projects I have it right now available. What kind of projects in last 6 months we have sold it with the collaboration of my team. So which will maybe able to gain more confidence in you. Yeah. But yeah, that's everything about today's topic.
Yeah, and I hope you guys learned something new. Yes. Until next time, we're going to be signing out. And if you would like us to cover any type of real estate content, do comment on YouTube below and let us know what you would like us to cover.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye-bye.